Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Simone and I talk all things femininity. So in this video, I want to talk about why you might feel threatened by other pretty women, other successful women, and how to change that narrative around to instead feeling inspired and feeling happy for them. I want to talk about this because this is something that I used to struggle with when I would see pretty women walking down the street, and I would feel instantly so insecure in myself and my self-worth. And I think a lot of women do struggle with this because I think that we as women in our society are conditioned from a very young age to believe that our worth is our physical appearance. And so when you see someone that looks conventionally more attractive than you, what is that going to say in your mind? It is going to say that this woman is worth more than me because she is more conventionally attractive than me. When really, no, that is not what our worth rests upon. It is not what a man's worth rests upon either. But I'm going to tell you, I'm just looking at my notes. Okay, yes. So, for me, when I used to feel very almost threatened by pretty women that I saw, there was always this internal feeling of low self-worth, that I was not worthy enough, that I was not as worthy as them. And the thing that I notice now is that all the time when I would walk past those pretty women and when I was so insecure in myself, they would always try to smile at me, and I would never smile back because I would always think in my head, they think less of me because I'm not as pretty as them. And I would just have this narrative that pretty people are so bitter and are so above me that they would not want anything to even do with me. Like, why are they smiling at me? It's probably excuse me. It's probably because they don't like me or they think they're better than me, when that is so much further than the truth. So much further from the truth. If a woman carries herself with composure, with grace, with beauty, 9 times out of 10, she is going to be the sweetest girl that wants to just be open and be loving and let you know that she acknowledges you, like she sees you. That is my experience now after I have talked to these girls. But just drinking my kombucha. Oh, that's so good. But the thing that really bothers me is there are some pretty women, like conventionally attractive women, that still have this mindset. And I mean the mindset of the insecure woman, where they think they are not good enough. They think they are not pretty enough, so they think they are not worthy enough. Our society is so brainwashed into thinking that beauty is just one thing. It looks like one thing. A beautiful body looks like one thing. If you think about it, we were never supposed to look at ourselves. We were not given mirrors. God did not give us mirrors. He did not give us cameras that we could always be looking at ourselves, always looking at our bodies, and furthermore, always looking at other people and other people's bodies. And so when we have that outlet today, specifically social media, when we can constantly see other people's bodies, their faces, and we see one type of face or body being represented in the media, of course it is going to have an effect on women that tells them, you should look like this. This is what is beautiful. When really beauty is an internal thing. It's an internal thing that is reflected outwards. And it's reflected in the way that you carry yourself, on an energetical standpoint, and also the way that you pamper yourself and take care of your body. So I do not believe that one type of beauty is prettier than the other, because beauty is something internal that is expressed in a very unique way, a very diverse set of unique ways within multiple people. It is never the same. And bringing this back to the topic of this video, which is how to stop feeling threatened by other women's beauty, is to just embrace your own. Embrace your own, embrace the energy that you naturally gravitate towards. For me, I'm naturally more masculine, and I love it. Like, I used to hate it because as a kid growing up, I always wanted to be more feminine, more girly. I had a very hard-ass dad that would push me to succeed, would push me beyond my limits. I'm not talking in an abusive way, but he was a hard ass, and that made me a hard ass. And now I have that characteristic, and I love it. I absolutely love it, because that masculine energy has gotten me so many places in life that I would not be today without it. And I just love how I carry myself. And I think that's why people are always like, oh, you carry yourself so well. I thought you were so much older than you are. You're only 21. And I'm like, yeah, I am. And I fucking love that compliment. It's the best ever. But for me, embracing that masculine side didn't really come to me until a year or two ago, where I was like, okay, yeah, this is who I am. I'm gonna be a boss-ass bitch because that's how I am. And I'm not gonna try to change that. And just like that, with my physical features, I'm not going to try to change them so drastically. And I'm talking with plastic surgery or, I don't know. I'm not going to try to be someone that I am not, because I am someone already, and I'm going to learn how to nurture that version of myself and how to love and grow that version of myself instead of just rebuilding it from the ground up because I don't like something. No. God gave me this face, God gave me this hair, this body, and I'm not going to try to devalue myself because I don't think it matches what society tells me is beautiful. Because like I said, beauty is unique, and beauty is on the inside. It truly is, and it's reflected outwards. That's always how I tell if someone is beautiful or not. Okay, now I want to talk about, one second. Okay, also, when you have this mindset that your worth is determined by your beauty, by your appearance, and also to please men, because that's what appearances are kind of in this society, in this patriarchal society, are meant to do. It's to please men, to make them like you. And when you have that mindset, you are going to be jealous of other pretty women. Conventionally pretty women, or maybe even just spiritually, energetically beautiful women. You will be jealous of them if they attract male attention. And that is not something that really nurtures or protects our feminine energy. It's something that threatens it. And it also turns us into more masculine when we're competing against each other. We are not meant to compete against each other as girls. The men are supposed to compete against each other for us. We are not competing against each other for a man. Are you joking? Yeah. And when you compare yourself to others, it's never, never, ever good. Because you are so different from every single person on this planet. There is not one person that has had the same exact experience as you, paired with the same exact emotional reaction and the same upbringing of their parents and their grandparents and their great-grandparents. It all gets it all trickles down into you. And that is why you are never going to be on the same level as someone else. And I'm not saying one is higher than the other, they're just completely different. Like, one is a frog, one is a rock. So, yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself. It really does not. And instead, you should be focusing on what it is that makes you feel beautiful. Whether that is the way that you express yourself, the way that you are passionate about something, the hobbies that you take part in, the way that you dress, the way that you do your hair, your jewelry, your nails, your outfits, whatever it is that makes you feel beautiful, do it. I don't like those things online where they're like, this is just me personally, but where they're like, oh, find a celebrity that looks like you and just copy their style. Because no, you shouldn't copy someone. You should do what feels right to you, because you are unique, just like that celebrity is unique. They have their own stylist probably. But you can use them as inspiration, but don't just copy them right off the bat. That is so bland, and anyone will see right through that. Because when you dress yourself, when you take the time to pick out something that really calls to you, or do your hair a certain way, it's unique. It is. And you can tell when someone is copying because they don't have the energy to go with it, versus when someone is creating. So don't try to copy someone else. Don't try to compare yourself with others, because you are never on, again, the same level at all. Also, why this is dangerous for you as a woman to only want to be conventionally attractive. It's because you are trying to receive male validation, most likely, or societal validation, outside validation in general. And also because that will translate inside of you. It will translate to your spirit, where you feel like you have to do certain things to make a man happy. And this could be something like having sex with him, or not putting yourself out there to meet new people because you think it will make a man upset. Because you were just so concerned with making that man happy that your happiness doesn't matter anymore. You don't even know what makes you happy because you're so focused on trying to make that man happy. Or a man. It doesn't even have to be a man that you know. It could just be the general concept of men. You're trying to just make someone happy. That's why it's dangerous, because when you think like that, you are not going to pursue the things that call to your soul. You're going to pursue the things that you think will make other people, specifically men, happy. You are going to keep quiet when you want to speak up. You are going to let your boundaries be crossed for the sake of men. And that's just not okay, because when your boundaries get crossed, you are just disrespecting yourself. You are allowing that disrespect into your life, especially if it just keeps on happening and you just explode. And finally, this will become an identity for you, where you feel like you have to serve men. And that identity will be very, very upset when you see other women as being better at it than you. When really, maybe they're just very passionate about what they do, and that naturally attracts more men. And in your head, in your identity of serving a man, in your head, you see that woman as competition, and you see that woman as being better at something than you. Why? Because she's attracting male attention. That is your narrative in your head, and that is so far from the truth. But I want to talk about how to get out of that mindset now. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I believe, I used to be in that mindset all the time. Why? It was because I was insecure. I had no sense of self-worth. I was confused. I was at a confusing time in my life. So it was so easy for me to just feel happy because of men. It was calming to my soul in a way. Only for a moment though, because after a while it got tiring, and after a while it got very, very unfulfilling. But I want to talk about what I did to like be able to just smile at everyone now. You don't have to be conventionally pretty or what. Like, if you smile back at me, I see you as beautiful. And even if you don't, I still see you as beautiful. Maybe there's just something going on in your life that does not affect me, that is affecting you. And that's okay. So, the main thing that I did was I started smiling at people. Oh, my family's back from the pool. I started smiling at people. This was literally everyone. It wasn't even just pretty girls or girls. I smiled at men. I smiled at mailman workers. I even said hello to a lot of them because I was very closed off also when I was trying to please men. And the thing about feminine energy is that it shouldn't feel so restricted. And that's what I was doing in that time in my life. When I was serving men, I was restricting my energy. I was closing myself off to opportunities to interact with other people. So the main thing I did was saying hello. Just like, this did wonders for me, actually, as someone who always restricted her energy as a child. Amazing. It still affects me to this day, and I still do it to this day because it makes me feel so good inside. So that's the first thing that you can do, maybe. The second thing that definitely I think you should do is to find out what makes you happy, what makes you feel beautiful. Maybe it's the way that you do your hair. Like, I've been doing my hair like this recently, curling it. I don't know why it's being a little strange right now. It was just good before, but I love doing my hair like this. It's something new, and I've never curled my hair with a flat iron before, but I just learned how to do it, and I've been styling it like this ever since, and I'm absolutely in love. Also, my necklace, my nails, just being able to pamper myself makes me feel so good about myself that I'm not worried about how other girls look in comparison to me, because I'm so focused on me, so focused on what makes me feel beautiful, what makes me feel happy. Now it's being weird all of a sudden. But yeah, this is along the lines of what I was saying with comparison and how you are never going to be on the same level as someone else. And because of that, you have to embrace your natural beauty, what calls to you, to your spirit, and that will make you feel beautiful. Hopefully to the point where you do not feel the need to compare yourself to others anymore. So yes, today when I see pretty women, instead of thinking, because when I saw pretty woman, when I was very insecure, what I used to think to myself was, she must be so conceited. She must just have daddy's money. Like, if a woman was taking well care of herself, I would be like, and dressed really nice, I would think, that's daddy's money. Like, she didn't work for it at all. She must be so ignorant, so rude. And it's so funny how your mind creates these narratives and it tries to attack something that you feel threatened by. Because I did used to feel threatened by pretty women, because it made me feel like I was not beautiful, like I did not have any value. Again, there was that comparison going on. When really, again, that was just a defense mechanism that my mind had to protect myself from this threat of pretty woman. It was to devalue their character, to devalue something that I could not see, that I could easily fabricate in my mind and convince myself was true. Like, oh yeah, they're so attractive, but they're probably like this. they're probably rude. It's crazy how it does that. But now when I see Pretty Woman, a baddie recognizes a baddie and she smiles and the other smiles back. And most of the time when I do see Pretty Woman, I'll compliment them. That is another tip I would recommend if you feel threatened by Pretty Woman, is complimenting Pretty Woman. Because most of the time, Pretty Women do not get complimented because the people around them think that they already know it. And most of the time, beautiful people don't know they're beautiful. Physically beautiful people. So it feels really nice to get a compliment, especially if, even if you're not like, I forget where I was going with that, but it feels really nice to get a compliment, like, period. It doesn't even have to be about your face. It could be something you're wearing, your nails, how you carry yourself. A compliment could literally be anything, and it feels so good, and that is the best way to tell your mind that this is not a threat, to tell your mind and tell your body, this person is not a threat to your well-being, to your happiness, to your value as a person. And also, why this is so amazing is because usually when I compliment Pretty Women, they become my friends. That is how friendships are created for me. And it's so beautiful, and I regret not doing this sooner, because when you have female friendships, and especially if it's a woman that carries herself well, that pampers herself, that loves herself, when you create a friendship with that woman, that friendship is so sacred and it is so safe. It's accepting, in my experience at least, it's the best ever. And it's really beautiful how two females, like with feminine energy, can just nurture each other. And I would even go as far to say that it is more fulfilling than a relationship with a man. It really is. Because there's no sense of, and especially when there's no sense of competition with you and the Pretty Woman, because again, you are both embracing your natural beauty. You're both embracing what naturally you are drawn to, and you don't feel the need to one-up each other. When you have a friend like that, you two will be so powerful together. Trust me. But yeah, if you are thinking like this, where you see a Pretty Woman and maybe you think similarly to how I used to, where you think, oh, she must be so self-centered, who is she getting dressed up for, stuff like that. Think about how you are treating yourself at home. Are you taking the time to take care of yourself? Are you taking the time to love yourself? Are you putting in self-work? If the answer is no, then you have no right, even if the answer is yes, you have no right to make an impression off of someone just based off of how they look and how they dress. You really don't. So I'm gonna need you to stop that. But on a nicer note, really just embrace yourself. Embrace your beauty, embrace your hobbies, your energy, how you carry yourself, how you dress. Do whatever lights your soul up, what makes you glow. And I promise you, you will feel beautiful. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video.